I'm a man of fear.
Wait, what? Yeah, I consume something about being or what about it.
Bridget made the joke like, some $3 million.
Like you enjoy K-porn. Like you
No one. Alright, welcome once again, guys, to the Jano podcast. Job done. Tap, tap. Yeah, bro, are you okay?
Sorry, everything on night mute.
Janos. But anywho, I don't even think anyone's here. But hello guys, and welcome back to the Jano podcast. You might don't know so lively and outside the other then. Yo, Mikey, in the time being, could you just let us have like a recap of what's been going on over the past couple of weeks? Just for, courtesy.
Oh, you see me? Some people, I'm not gonna name, have been, doing some exams at an party shop, right? But I'm free now, so look at hiatus over there, man. Kind of. That
Yo,
shit
freeze,
out,
a strong word still.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
man, mental slavery and all that, but what they about? There's nothing in there about.
I'm all alive now, man. Alright, so this week, what I talk about this week? This week is domestic violence against men, right? So essentially when Keisha decides to she get bad and she wanna bully Jimmy into submission now. So something like that, right? On the fire. Give me a proper definition for or give me a proper example of domestic violence against men. I'm putting it in the Jamaican context.
Basically, Keisha been bad. And Keisha started off just cussing the man because the man did something that she don't like. And one day the man never washed the dish or something, and Keisha just start fling him.
Okay, then so because Jimmy never washed the dish them in the evening,
Yeah.
Keisha bust up him lip.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
That's crazy.
That's fair. Mikey, as a youth growing up, you have any like experiences with domestic violence or you ever no like either personal or you witness it? Like you
In
witness
a
like happen to somebody
relationship
else.
context or in a familial context?
I'm a witness it.
Like generally. I'll put it general for now.
Oh, so
Yeah.
they have this youth, when I call him name John.
Mhm.
Because why call him John? Zine, he used to live around on one side.
Okay.
And basically a yard, you have two different set of families that live in a one yard, And female woman can call her Monique the big. Monique the big, as him, I remember saying Mamaga man, Monique used to beat him with her draws them.
What?
And I used to see this man a ball. So I can got him outside of the house a ball.
As in, Monique used to beat the man with her drawers?
Yeah, man.
You know, there's like one cartel song them out with that.
As in, so she wrap up the drawers and
used
he
to
like
beat
her
him,
to you.
thump him up, everything, bro.
Jaja youth. Well, I mean,
Man,
Jaja
them
youth.
still laugh for him in the community, but me still laugh too. Man, I don't talk, but it's a serious matter.
I know you.
I know me.
Me would have laughed, man, I tell you the truth.
Zin, so Jano, that you tell. Big Daddy Vin. I believe that's your name. Yeah, how about you? Have you ever like, been in that situation or you witnessed anybody else in that situation?
I I've witnessed the situation firsthand, but I'm not really, get into that kind of, personal. I'm not saying nothing about it.
No, man, you can talk things, man. Everything
Nah.
incognito.
All right, that's not calling a name. So basically, it's years and years ago, isn't it? So, I don't really know the context, but all me know is one vase reaching our man head back, you get bust up.
As it should.
What?
What? Excuse me?
What? Are
Excuse
you
me?
endorsing violence against men?
Of course not.
You cancel.
No, like it's a thing, It's the main issue.
Hold on. Sorry for interrupting. I'm a bad boss. So now does the question at any point in anybody's head when they hear these things about one offering vase and a man head? At any point does the question pop in your head? Why would she do that?
Yes, but that's still irrelevant. To be honest. Like, you just don't need to do it, but still, like, you can't understand why, in all honesty.
What do you mean, yeah? You can understand why.
No, it's like, obviously, you really shouldn't be hitting people or fling concrete block after people, but sometimes it's like them do some fuck up things, and it's like, I can't see why I should be looking to kill you, to be fair.
If me sip on news, witty, domestic violence dispute, knocked out girlfriend of 2 years, of 5 years. And meanwhile, my girlfriend, I'm meant to be like, oh, wow, I know this couple. I know Witty. What did she do? So at any point, that question pop up in anyone's head?
As in, what did he do in that situation?
Yeah, what did he do? Why did he get a vase in the back of his head?
Yeah.
That's quite that.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you,
especially if you know them and it's like that is not something that she tends to do, but one day she just her head take her and she just lick you, kill you. Yeah.
No. This girl is she's kind of sick in the head, so
me
by default. What?
Pardon me?
I'm not just
anyways
go past that.
Vin, why you say Vin?
Yeah, so basically the girl would like lick him in the head with the vase. By default, she's sick in her head, like she's just crazy in general.
Or she have problems like Farid? Nothing.
She have what?
She have problems like Farid?
Real
like Farid? Well, I don't know exactly, but I just know say, because me know her for a very, very long time, so you don't know already. She, by default, the girl gets sick, so I don't know what going on. I just know say one vase reaching our man head back, and the whole I made bust up. That's all I know.
No, dog.
That's crazy.
There. Well, I mean,
always bomba such beef there.
What's going in?
I'm
back from foreign.
No, man, I
Alright, for catch up, such be what talk about domestic violence against men. And right now we have a situation where we're questioning if, let's say, Keisha flings something in a Jimmy head. We're going to question as to why Keisha would have done that. Or what did Jimmy do to cause Keisha to do that? Because Keisha a year-long time friend, and Keisha is like a good person, and that's something that she would have normally do. She's not violent. So I understand, so maybe it's something what Jimmy do make Keisha go off. So you have no take upon that, or you have no experience with that?
Yes.
Farid, what I'm say beat, man.
First of all, I'm the kind of person where if your true color start showing, I'm gonna kind of start pray you, cause if a dog bite me one time, I'm not gonna say, oh, the dog never yet bite me, so I'm gonna go back to down beside him. So I'm gonna start kind of look on her a certain way and say, yo, why you do that to Jimmy? No, I don't feel like anybody pass judgment, even if you're my friend. Yeah, I'm a good friend. I know say you're not violent, you're not this, you're not that. I go question Jimmy and say, yo, Jimmy, what you do? But I mean, just because it's she being violent against him, I'm not gonna disregard it. I go ask her why she did that and why she feel like say she must slash out and do them something against the man. But that's just my take.
Alright, so hold on. So first, I don't want it to be believed that it's just because you do something that me forget lick your seat. But then I have the question: do you guys think that is there any situation where, not any wild crazy situation, but is there any situation where you know Keisha kick Jake cross him lip, Zane chop off him lip? As do you believe that there's anything that Keisha could say, yo, him do this?
No,
I make you
No.
say, yeah man, you understand?
no,
Yeah.
no,
Nothing that
no.
Keisha could say.
Our fault,
no,
yes?
me no hard, no put your hand on nobody. No matter
Yeah,
how much
honestly,
they
you know.
hurt you, just shut your mouth and go about your business. If you don't
Yeah,
want to deal with
honestly, you know.
somebody,
Why?
don't deal with somebody. Simple.
That's right.
There's a level, there's a line that you shouldn't ever cross, and that is the whole physical contact things in. So you can scream and cuss all you want, but you see the point in which you decide to put your hand on me or whoever you're there with, then that just open up the battlefield for anything really. Because you don't know what him would have do in that situation there. So suppose Keisha now go stop Jimmy crossing face because Jimmy never wash her dirty panty them. See? And Jimmy has a sick
Wait,
youth now.
wait,
And Jimmy has a sick
wait.
youth now.
Why I cause her panty them no wash? Why?
No, but because suppose because suppose Keisha work a job and she not have time for wash and she asks Jimmy for wash it.
Jimmy's a stay-at-home man.
Yeah, let's say Jimmy's out of employment right now. And Keisha the only one who work. So in that case,
Exactly.
yeah.
I say if it's a case where he was beating her consistently before, then at some point she gonna get fed up and she gonna lick him, kill him, and it's justified, to be honest. Like,
You know, I knew that somebody would say that. I just knew that somebody would say that. What if a him lick her first? But in this case, what if she just take up herself and just
no, that's
Amber
different.
Heard situation? Amber Heard
Yes,
situation.
let's bring on that
He's a body
situation.
man.
Amber Heard situation. What if Keisha just take up herself? Boy, Keisha, I'm sorry, you know, but what if a Keisha just take up herself and just say, yo, you know, say that boy I deserve some beating. That boy I deserve some lick, some slap up. And just beat the man for no reason. And you know, men being men, you know, them have them pride, and being a man in this society already hard. Them not gonna come out and say, yo dog, you know, say Keisha beat me. Man I gonna probably just hold it in and just go on. Well, I made if him is a man, we're not gonna left for him, I'm gonna try just hold for him ends. What is the kind of situation in that, and what would you suggest in that case? Like,
No, I generally agree that you're not supposed to put your hands on people, period, because why the fuck would you do that? But in the case where it's like, if one person was hitting the other person from before, like if a woman is consistently beating her man too, and one day the man just get fed up and fling a bad thump in her face, then it's like, well, I mean,
Kinda deserve it.
yeah, it's like, don't put just like for me personally, I have a thing where like, don't put your hand in my face, because once you put your hand in my face, I'm gonna take it to you want to fight me.
To be honest, I feel like, sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, so I was just going to say, like, if it's a case where either one of them, the man or the woman, just did I get consistent thump up from before, then if they get licked after that, it's really open ground.
And it's also disrespectful too. I feel like, especially the hand in face thing, somebody has to really dislike you and how your face looks to actually want to bruise your face and batter your face. Like, on a real serious meds, I can't have somebody when me claim say me love and everything and go and damage them face. The face. Them have to really dislike you and want to harm you, man, to put them hand in your face. So.
I wasn't even talking about put hand in face like box or slap. I mean, don't point in my face. Don't put your hand near my face. Come I can take it as you're gonna start a fight.
What you say, empty Glock?
No. All right. Look at it at this perspective.
But
now,
hold on. Before that, I will say that I've hit somebody before.
Why?
We already know that.
Yeah,
why
did you do that?
Oh, because it's not like, no. To be honest, I know that this fuck up, but he knew the situation around at the time, and because I couldn't keep my phone away from it because I was expecting a particular call, and him take up himself and cut with my phone for like 2 hours.
And you slap your man?
Yeah, and then him come back with the phone and him start giggle and laugh like, oh, da, 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 da. And then because I have my phone, like if I'm talking to somebody, they know how to get into my phone. Him did come back with one bag of fuck about, oh, I'm on the phone and blah blah blah. He knew I was
Let's
expecting
slap the
to talk to
man.
him come. Yeah, to be honest.
So
You know.
You toxic fuck.
so is there any let's say what would you say to a guy that comes to you and wants advice because in his relationship he loves his wife,
Why?
but then let's say him wife pregnant. Him wife him a do all him can for him wife, but him wife she's hormonal, she having some fucking depression. Zin, she is then angry with him all the time and starts, hitting him. Not like broken him neck or flinging him on stairs. But like she box him, she slap him and all these things. Zin, what advice would you give to that man?
Leave.
To leave his
Um,
pregnant?
Yeah, leave.
Please.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
feel like it's not as black and white with a pregnant person. My
Pregnant.
first reaction would be space as possible. Still checking on her. Cause yeah, she have your baby. Check on her. Say, hey, how are you doing today? Do you need anything? But physically, space. If
Yeah,
it
yeah, man, son of man.
continues after
No,
that,
but I don't
No,
think
we
no,
realize she
unnecessary.
have the baby and she still do them something there. Left.
but
But
I don't think hormonal is a reason to do it.
that's true.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, yeah, man, son of man, because when I take up too much excuse now, man.
Wait, hold on,
There is
Alexander,
no
hold on. Sorry.
excuse me. What? There is literally no excuse to get physical with someone, Zine, unless it's like a self-defense thing. I'm gonna tell you, Zine, the moment somebody decide to get physical with me for whatever reason, them time I'm gonna start pray. I'm start plan for you like Batman, Zine. So I'm gonna start sleep with one eye open and I have my Glock in my the right side of my purse.
One
My
eye
favorite.
open when I'm
yeah,
sleeping.
Well,
But,
man, I tell you, so you fully start pre them differently. The first time you decide for you touch me, you want to slap me, thump me, or do whatever. At them time there, the war start. Me even want to eat from you. See, me even not going to eat from you. Like,
Question.
from them time they just you cross a very sensitive line.
Do you
But
believe
yeah, man.
somebody can hit aggressively hit somebody because accidentally?
No.
I mean,
How
Where
do you
is all
think
that
someone
aggression
accidentally?
coming
fight,
from?
like,
Of course
it's
you
a
can
fair
hit somebody
fight.
accidentally.
Yes.
'Cause
How you hit somebody
Aggressively?
accidentally?
No, I don't mean I
aggressively.
accidentally box them in them face or whatever.
Like
Aggressively.
let
But
me
they
say
for
let's say
example,
when I
you're so
arrest.
upset and them lick you, but then they really didn't mean to do it.
No, me lick your
Oh,
back.
not
That not
that.
work.
That is madness.
Yeah, that's got accident. What?
drop it them
No, I'm
blow out.
talking about accident in the sense that let's say you and your girlfriend are wrestling on a ramp or like something.
Yeah,
And
can
like
that's
what you did there and you give a little push and then you believing on a ramp you always a ramp and you push her when you accidentally use too much strength she fly through a cabinet. What do you think about that?
Bro.
First
that's
of all, am I
different.
Superman? What the fuck?
First of all, how she flies to the cabinet? Second of all, that's different.
why
Am I Goku in
Yeah.
this situation? So
That kind of wild still.
No, but my
the
point is that
flying through the
you don't
cabinet
intend
part is what
anything.
gets me.
You don't intend anything, both are not acting in goodwill, but you just ended up, a little
The
bit
cabinet?
messed up. Alright, let's not change the cabinet. You push her, she drop.
Push her, she drop, okay.
And she lick her head.
She lick her head.
Yeah, is that a situation where you're gonna start talking
Man
about
come like him and make a storyline for true crime.
sleep with one eye open and all business? That's
No,
something
that's an
where you're going to
accident. If we both agree.
yeah, that's an accident. That's what she means by accidental. Not every situation deserves yo, man, I've got to sleep with one eye open. And
But I feel like some things should not be overlooked. And me personally, me not like nobody hand in my face with force, none at all. And I think there at one point there was an ex of mine who decided to hit me in my face during sex. I was like, what the fuck? And stopped entirely Because I'm saying, yo, no bother with that. And I realized that after that time, it happened again. We're just hanging out, and all of a sudden, just hit me in my face. So I start praying, come and say, why is it becoming a thing? So I feel like certain situations can be taken as a joke, but some things you have to kind of watch them, watch them, because them start take things from joke and then shit gets serious.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's different situations for you.
And then I think a lot of times it can escalate from something else, because it's like, what if you're a person that you just don't like people's hand in your face at all, and they start like grabbing your face, even though it's not them are
Yeah.
punching you, but it can tend to escalate.
I think that's
from
where boundaries come in. But you know, people who are abusers, they don't really respect boundaries. So I can't do that.
Yeah, that kind of different now. But we kind of want to move the conversation in like a different direction, Zane, because we all know say domestic violence doesn't just encompass physical, the whole
Yeah.
physical basis. So
Emotional.
let's go on
Yeah.
to the whole emotional and verbal abuse side. So
Yeah.
I'll put something on the table, Zane. Let's use the whole situation between what name Will Smith and Jada, because I don't think Jada has ever actually hit Will, but she's put him
She
through the mud.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, so more start with Farid. What's your whole take on the situation between Jada and Will? Why isn't he leaving? Why is he accepting that type of abuse
First of
even when it
all,
gets public?
I don't think this is necessarily a situation that we should talk about, because to be fair, it's not our business. Them still are there and whatever. But it's relatively clear that she's doing something to that man, whether it's emotional abuse, verbal abuse, or something. But there's something not right about her. And I think the reason that he's staying is because is either one of those, oh, I can change her, or like him just try prove a point, or he's just so head ass for her that like him just keep trying, and no matter what him do, him just can't win, to be fair.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah, talk about Johnny Depp.
No.
Will
No,
Smith
no.
and Jada.
Yeah.
Wasn't that Jada? Oh, you see
Yeah,
that
what talk
now?
about?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
why
Will Smith
think
is
about
a
that, Mikey?
simp. Will Smith is a simp.
Facts.
No, but all right, let's look at it from his perspective first. Let's try to understand why he's still staying, because there's two sides to our story. So let's try to
Yeah.
understand why he's still staying. But Michael Morgan, more hear from you in regards to why he's staying, because I like your perspective, though. Michael Morgan, let me hear what you say about that now.
I mean, Will. Oh, this is a great transition into my question that I have. Will has come on. Will has said it that he doesn't believe in divorce. When he proposed to Jada, he fully made decision at the time. So this woman is his soulmate, and there's nothing she will do that will make him leave her. That's what Will believed. So Will is not going to divorce that woman, even though she embarrass him, bun him, and just destroy mental and him image every single day. He loves that woman. But then and even when I don't know, I think she's retarded. She might be retarded. She might have some level of some retardation. But she don't seem to like him, or she has a very big ego. But then it transitions beautifully into
She's
a
the same
question
person
that I
as
have.
Amber Heard.
So witty. Because you see, you're quite the man. So
Huh?
witty. Do you think you could find yourself in Will Smith's situation?
Oh, as in staying in a abusive marriage?
Yeah.
No, sir. Oh, that is
Mikey,
just.
do you think you could find yourself in Will Smith's situation?
Oh, no, man, never. Yes, it's once you disrespect me once, man, I'll make you get a chance to eat a second.
And I'm so glad you said that. So then at that rate, do you believe that there's some level of onus, there's some level of acceptance by Will of his abuse? And that those situations won't happen to people that allow it. To some extent.
Yeah.
Because just those situations wouldn't happen to a lot of people, because a lot of people just cut it right then and there. But but there's some level. There's a lot of people that allow it. There's some level of allowance on your side for those relationships to continue for so long.
In the stop. I mean, in the
I
context that
mean,
you said it, that he said he agreed that was his soulmate and I'm going to stay for sure, then I mean, yeah, part of it is up to him. But there are situations where, like, it's not that obvious that you're being abused
No,
until
this
after.
woman is writing letters
Even
to
if
a
it's
dead
not
man.
obvious that you're being abused. Jennifer, there with Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Jennifer then says, "Yo, man, me and your dead though, but he's a really ugly blood clot youth." Every time she see it, Jimmy don't see it as necessarily abuse, but it hurts
Yeah.
Jimmy's feelings. But it is verbal abuse. Every time she seems she has something to say, she speaks badly behind his back. He doesn't see it as abuse. He just sees it as, she kind of rough, she kind of mean, she have an attitude. Even so, he should, isn't there some level of allowance on his side that he sees how he is being treated, even if he not recognized as abuse, it's still bad treatment, and says, this is fine, and
I
continue with
think
it.
I think that falls down to self-respect, to be honest, and what you
Fact.
grew up knowing.
Mhm.
People who are normally victims to abuse, they have a history with certain situations. It's either they didn't get or have a certain family member around, it's either they didn't get a certain type of relationship when they were younger, it's either they didn't grow up seeing these things around, or they just don't know how to have self-respect for themselves. Because people who normally struggle with self-respect, they settle, and because they feel like that is what they deserve, they don't say, all right, you know what, I'm going to just move on, this person don't deserve me, this person is shit or whatever. They feel like that's what they deserve and that's all that they can get, and they feel like this is, their happiness, their maximum happiness. So most times, as Farid said, it's not easy for them to spot out and say it's abuse to them, because to them, they're being loved. They just have to work a bit harder with their so-called person. So it's not easy for them to say, oh, we might see it on the outside, as a third party and say, yo, bro, left the girl or left the man or whatever. But on their end, all they see is you telling them to leave the only attachment to something that they have, and that's like you're crushing them. So it's kind of harder for them to see it than us. So you can't really look mainly on them. As much as we tell them to left, you always have some victims that go right back to the abusers because it's all they know.
Yeah, and I understand that, but I still do believe personally that even though all they know is abuse, they still, everybody understands once you are born, even at the most basic level of a living organism, everybody knows if something feels bad, it is bad. That's how you grew, that's how you're born. If you kick a dog, the dog is not going to look at you and say, that's my owner. The dog is going to look at you first. It's bad. So even if you are with somebody and they hit you, it brings you pain when them diss you. You're not going to say, oh wow, them just kick me across my jaw. That's the best thing I've ever felt a day in my life. You're going to associate pain with bad. So even though they don't associate with abuse, they might see it as this is how relationships should be. It's still bad treatment. They're still allowing bad treatment. There's still an onus on them of them. Because those things wouldn't happen to Mikey. Those things wouldn't happen to Witty. If a girl come to Witty and slap
Yeah.
Witty across him face, I don't expect to go to Witty the next day and say, Witty, you and I are still there. Because certain things it happen unless you allow it. There's some level of allowance. And
I
I'm not
think it's
referring
also
to
a social
situations where you have
thing
That's
couples
though.
true.
that are like in relation and just can't leave. I mean, there are relationships where people can leave and they just don't. Even if it's all you know, you're still allowing yourself, you're still allowing this treatment to pass.
yeah, I
But it's
think the
also a
main.
social thing.
Wait, what is it for it?
I think it's also a social thing, especially like um well, I'm not gonna say with men. Well, yeah, with men, but everybody, there's just this general idea that, oh, you have to suffer in a relationship or you have to go through the ups and downs, and they might consider, oh, verbal abuse or emotional abuse is just one of the up and down. I have to teach the man how to love me, which is like, or I have to teach a woman to love me or whatever, which is rubbish. But I think it's also a social thing.
Beautiful, beautiful point. I'd like to add to that point. Zin, Jano. Cause let's say, alright, I'm not calling a name now. Because if I call a name, somebody gets in jail. So let's say we have Jimmy and we have Keisha, right? And Jimmy is a good youth. Jimmy, I do everything for Keisha. But Keisha keep on a game bun and she's destroying him, like she's just giving him a bunch of insecurities. So Jimmy said, maybe there's something wrong with me. Zane said, look inwards first, which is understandable, which is cool. All right, I understand that.
No.
But it keeps on happening. Keisha keep on about him. Keisha video it, send the video, say yo she about him. And Jimmy said, what me I do wrong? Well, he's not seeing that, yo, maybe it's something that's frig up with Keisha. Maybe Keisha just is the devil or something. But yeah, it's like him just pre. Because I think at that stage, when you fall into a certain level of attachment with somebody, like all external reasoning just get cut off. Like no matter how much you go through it, there has to be like a breaking point, Zane. But that breaking point just won't come for some reason. That's why I'm saying like there's certain factors that stopping men in particular with walking away. Whether it be pride, whether it just be like blind love. Because let me tell you, you know how hard it is for a man to find true love? Like even like no joke, like it is one of the hardest things.
Yeah, kind of just
It is one of the honestly, it is one of the hardest things for a man to find true love, Zin. Because either you must worry about the girl or go on for the next youth because he made the slightest mistake, or maybe he must think about him internal being, whether it be in financial status or them something. He's trying to keep up with her standards, Zin. And I don't really every girl want to wait until he make it in her life. So Jimmy is faced with trying to keep up. And like him just don't want to let go once him catch her. So once him catch on to Keisha can box him with her dirty drawers all she want.
Why?
But
You want this dirty
Jimmy just
jazz
not
argument? You know.
I feel like this is coming from experience.
No man, but I tell you, Keisha could have go high and low. She could have stepped on him face. She could have give him button on him face. Like Jimmy just not go left because him get something what he thinks is good, and him just don't want to go. But yeah, man,
let go.
it rough from them time still.
I know.
But more hope Jimmy get better still.
Wait, but like,
So when I tell us about this Amber, the Amber Heard thing.
she fuck up.
Amber is a bitch. Amber fuck up. Amber have issues. Amber need to put now
Wait,
a
hold on.
mental asylum.
I don't really know much about that situation. There.
Amber
Because-
She
shit that
really
man
know
bed
much.
dog.
Alright,
Amber
neither
squat
do I,
and
neither
shit
do I.
on the man.
She basically
Amber
has
cut
to-
off the man finger.
He basically abused Johnny Depp
Yeah.
mentally,
Amber cut off the
emotionally,
man.
physically, and then she went out after.
Fire shot him on, man.
Oh, but
Okay.
let me hear you. She's
As I
fine.
was saying, basically, you know, she did abuse Johnny, and then she go around and tell the public, say, yo, you know, so that brother abused me.
And she shit on
There
him
has been
bed.
recordings.
Shit on him bed.
There has been
Squat and
recordings where
shit
she
on
said,
the man
yo,
bed.
there has been recordings where she jeered him and said, yo, if you go to court with all of this, they're not going to believe you. I'm 150 pounds. You're a
Bro.
man. They're not
At
going
one point, like she literally emotionally scarred this man. Like this man is in court trying to recall all the memories and he's traumatized. At one point, remember he plays the guitar with his friends a lot. And they're normally they're at the house playing, and she's talking about him like, oh, this old man. I don't like when this old man, whatever. And she always is degrading him. Sorry, she's always talking shit about him. She throws stuff at him. She hits him. At one point, he said he was leaving, and she ran him down just to hit him in the face. And then
So this further pushes the point I'm trying to make. So Witty, you was a real gangster in the street.
Link for Witty.
You Witty, you hear me?
Yo, man, there, man.
You Mikey and Vin. You can't even answer to. You as a booby Nile. You was a real man in your yard. Your girlfriend always a diss you when I live together. You mama get mad one day. Shit in your bed. What's
No, she gotta clean up that fuck. She gotta clean up. Man, give her the detergent and tell her to clean up that shit. Hell no. No.
you see, but you see, because you don't allow these things, how can somebody shit by your bed and you look on him and say, you know what? Yeah, right.
Wait. So what the question
On
exactly?
the dark bed.
Free my nigga Johnny Depp still.
No,
God.
Michael, what the question exactly?
No, my point is that you can't. There's some level of allowance in these things. Because how can somebody shit on your bed and you're still there with them? Why don't you leave?
No, but the thing is, Johnny did leave, you know. Johnny did leave, but when he threatened to leave, that's when she decided that she was going to take it to the public. Johnny
Cool.
did leave. Johnny, like the law when
But
in the
bad
recording.
treatment, did she shit on his bed anymore after him left her?
I don't know about that part. I only know
Because
about one
after they
recording.
left, I see them
But the thing
living
is, in
together.
the recording, and this is why abusers normally try to gaslight and manipulate the victims. Him decide to leave. She beat him. Him say, all right, yo, fuck it. May I take you to court? May I take you to court? May I left? May I divorce you? She then goes to tell lies. So as much as you can't really say him never try, you know. Maybe he made it go on for too long, but you can't say him reach a limit. He tried to leave and then she just decided to be a big bitch about it and want her own way, like the spoiled white girl that she is.
Period.
And she just say, all right, you want that, I want to get my own way. And she literally ruined the man's career.
Yeah.
So in this situation, you can at least give him a little bit of credit for standing up because it takes a lot. It takes a lot of strength and courage for somebody, especially a man, to come out to the world like this and have his entire victim story being played over and over and over and over and over and over in court. It takes a lot, you know. It takes especially somebody who is traumatized by a woman literally cutting his finger, degrading him, all of them something there. It takes a lot of strength. So you can at least give this one a little bit credit for saying, all right, he decided to actually take her to court about all of this. Yes, the onus is on a lot of them, you know, because you have a lot of victims who them go right back to the abusers. But some of them, as much as they try, the abusers are always going to try to get their own way because they have been just taking and taking and taking from these victims. And as soon as the victims decide they're not giving anymore, they try other things.
Yeah, well, plus as a youth, I don't think you can really have the upper hand as a man that's in, domestic violence cases.
The
Because-
fact that them,
Yeah, everybody's gonna believe women over men. In all honesty, it generally happens that them.
they have a recording of her admitting it, and all know the case no close.
because it's a defamation case.
They have why?
It's
Yeah,
not
boy.
it's not a domestic violence thing. It's a defamation case. That's why.
Well, it rough still. It rough. Well, all I can do is say, Jaja youth and just go on walking a soldier. That's all I can really say still. But come, let's move the conversation back to the whole physical part now. Let's combine two of them, Zane.
Wait, hold on. Before that, I have one more question.
Yeah.
So, you know how there are certain very big elements of like abuse or emotional abuse that you can tell, like, oh shit, this person is like something not right. What are your thoughts on gaslighting?
That's manipulation.
Gaslighting can be very obvious, and it can also be very hard to see. To be honest, it can take a lot of different forms, and I think I have a lot of male friends and I have a good amount of female friends. And I've actually been able to see from both sides how women and men gaslight in the simplest of ways. And it really baffles me because as much as everybody's against gaslighting, most people go through it every single day without even realizing.
Give me an example of the male version and the female version.
The female version is easier for me to tell. Like females do a lot of shit. Like, all right, I think I had a bridging one night. Him did just get like fed up. Them did a argue and whatever. And him girl say, "Oh yo, all right, like leave me alone. I don't want to talk to you. You know, I go about my business." So big man, tired of the arguing or whatever. Him just stop text her. She texts back. So you're really not going to talk to me? You're really going to just let me go like that? I thought you were and like that. And to me, that's some form of manipulation and gaslighting because you're trying to make him feel bad that you decided to leave after a whole argument that you started.
Yeah.
The male side now is kind of funny. It's kind of funny because I'm not really a guy, so I don't really relate
I mean,
to
actually, the easiest one, to be honest. It's when a man like they're arguing, and I mean, the woman version would be, "My you'd stop behave like a bitch, like you're behaving like a baby, or you behave like a woman."
Yo.
Yeah. When
And
they're
then the
like,
male version would be like the simplest thing is when a girl is upset about something, and a man go ask her like, "Are you on your period? Like, why are you so upset?"
or are you okay? Are you okay? Or calm
Or
down.
telling you to calm
Calm
down when
down.
they're like
Like
you're
the
being
big one, the calm down. Like I have had friends who admit that they're gaslighting their girlfriends, and the first thing they say in the argument is, "Calm down. Why are you shouting? Calm
Yo,
down."
you
no,
see,
but that's
no, hold
And
on.
it baffles me because you understand that she's upset, but because you don't want her to say certain things or like express herself, you want her to behave the way you want her to behave. So you tell her calm down, or you tell her, "Are you okay? Why where is this coming? Where is this coming from?" That's the oh
facts,
Jesus.
yeah.
Where is
For
this
me,
coming
though,
from? And then you make the girl start thinks that probably she overthink the situation, and then she
or
say,
like
"Okay, you know what,
justify
I'm
how she
sorry,
feels.
maybe I was just overthinking it. It's probably
Yeah.
a lot, maybe I'm just moody." And you make the girl start overthink her entire scenario she have in her head, or when she come
All
to
right,
talk
so
to you about.
question.
But calm down is different though.
So
Why?
question.
No, calm down in
To
the
Farid and
go ahead.
such be. I don't
Yeah,
this.
bro.
I don't this. This is hypothetical, not me, but
Mm.
hypothetical.
You
So
definitely
let's say when I do with a man named Chris.
No, I don't do Chrissy.
Wicked
I don't
man,
do
Chris.
Chrissy.
All right.
Chris.
You're there with governor. You
Go
look
on,
at the
eh?
governor and you
I
say,
already know.
"Governor, this and that, yeah, cuss because some shit. Him never wash the plate them. And him is a stay-at-home person. You do that work, you come home, nothing never definitive. Yeah,
Why you don't
cuss.
wash the plates? Or why you
See,
no
yeah,
cook?
you're vexed, yeah, cuss. Let's say
Right.
look upon you and him take out him mode.
check out him what?
Him take out him mode.
What the fuck
Take
that's
out
supposed to do?
him
No, what that's supposed to do?
take out
What
him
the
mode.
fuck?
I'm
Is
supposed to
that
drop to my
gaslighting?
knees and be like, "Oh, baby,
No,
yes, honey, I want
no,
you
but I'm
right now.
asking,
Never mind,
is
I'm
that
so sorry."
gaslighting?
Yes, it
Bro,
is.
what?
Yes,
It is. It's the
it's
same way
trying
as
to
if no, it's the
yeah.
same way as if the man is upset and the girl use her pum pum to shut him up. It's the
I
same way.
mean,
Oh,
Same friggin' way.
Yeah, like you need to
It's the
let
if the
same
girl
way.
is
people the
sincere, then I
opportunity to
understand.
be upset and let them tell you why
Yeah.
they're upset.
It's the same way
don't take
if
out the hood.
no, we have to out for.
No,
Cool. All right.
but
Yo, say,
Yo,
go try that one day. I've got try that one day.
wait,
so that can end like
Give
really badly.
Really, really badly.
if I can just
Especially
cut
if
it
it's in
off,
the kitchen and me I cuss about the dishes. Especially.
me not just
Just
channel.
yell one plate off the inside and see we come back to abuse, don't? Alright.
All right, Amber Heard. Okay.
But whoa,
Calm
but
down, calm down, calm down.
um,
Yo,
but the
what the
calm
heck?
down thing though specifically, it's I
It
think
pisses us
that
off.
that subjective and it
Yeah.
depends on the circumstance because when somebody's shouting, I can see why you'd say, oh, you can like
Calm down.
calm down with
Yeah,
the
tone
shouting
down.
because you can't.
Yo. You know the wickedest gaslighting ever here.
Uh,
I remember this girl one time. She went to her boyfriend's phone, and then she find what she never want to find. Well, what she did look for anyways. And she approached him and him say, "Yo, why you go through my phone? You don't trust me?"
That's
Uh-huh.
one of them. That's one
King.
of them. That's one of them. That's
Yeah,
one
that's a
of
I
king.
them.
was like,
Give my
"This
trophy, please.
man, this man
So
is in
Boy,
the
yeah,
middle in gaslighting."
That's
it's
a king right
situational.
there.
It's situational. And I think some of the simplest forms too that I've seen and heard of it's where like a girl will where a girl gets upset with the guy for no reason. Guys do it too, but I've mainly seen it with girls. Like if the girl say, oh, she wants to do this, but the guy is probably not in the mood or he's tired, and she start vex up herself, forget what she want him to do. That's kind of a form of manipulating. Kaya try to make the man feel bad and do it. Some men do it too. I just don't see it on a large scale because men really don't care. But like I've seen where guys will like they want the girl to do something, and because the girl doesn't want to do it, them start get vexed up and all of them something there and start say this is why we can't get along and this is why this is why that, and then the girl starts to feel bad and just
So they
gives
can't
in.
trigger for it.
All right, so
Yo,
let's
Michelle,
talk about that
PGMD.
then. Let's talk about that. So manipulation, because I would personally, to me, I think I'd classify it in the form of domestic abuse, to the sense that when the abuser realizes what they're doing, them kind of fall back and try to play the victim role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They try
So
to
as
flip
a
the
man
script.
now, as a man,
Sorry for that.
Michael Morgan, you me want to talk to right now. So as a youth, has there been any situation that stands out to you where you were supposedly in the right, but then the woman now, she just fall back and take the victim role and start use her ways. When she take out her pum pum and start whacking around or something. Or
Oh,
she start
yeah.
ball or
Now, my specific case, I am all for peace and unity. You see it? So there's many
namaste,
times. So there's many times where I'm with a girl and I'm arguing, and we're arguing about something like oranges and apples, and I'll be right. But even though I'm right about something, like me say, yo, mama, so why the fuck up? And then she's like, well, and then she starts breaking into tears. So, but then I know myself. So I'm happy, even it's not worth me proving my point if it's going to bring her so much distress. So there's been many times when I've been right, but I just stop talking because it just not make no sense. Because if for me to prove my point, it's going to make you keel over and vomit and spit and die, it no make no sense. It no make no sense. So in those situations, knowing the person that I am, because I'm a stable-minded person, I don't overthink things or things like that. But if you're with somebody that does overthink things, or is very unstable mentally, wink wink, then you should take advantage of. You should be aware of your mental state to their mental state and work accordingly for the most peaceful resolution. Because if she's a person who can't talk, she don't communicate, or she ball when she vex. It no make no sense. Is it really worth making her ball because you want to tell her said 2 + 2 is 4?
No, but at that point, what do you do to really solve any issue that you have? Because if she are gonna retreat into the whole victim thing and you are gonna stop talking about it, then how do you solve anything?
No.
You don't need to solve it.
Yes, my mistake. If it's a case where she's willing to hear what I have to say, then I'll speak and I'll work us to a peaceful resolution. But if she's ranting and screaming and she'll break down in tears and she's behaving belligerent, then I won't stop talking and me'll take a mood or something.
Bro, what?
My nigga.
Because if she's wrong, but because you have to know that you're wrong. You have to be willing to learn that you're wrong. You can't just assume that you're right and proclaim that you're right and don't even open your mind to another perspective. So if I am noticing that person's mind is closed, I will take up my, not me. But somebody will take up the
Oh my god.
Oh,
But if a person tends to have a quote unquote victim mindset, if you actually want to solve the problem, I think part of it is you kind of I mean, it might seem hard, but like kind of validate how them feel.
Validate
yes. You see, that's a good. Yeah, you might have
Like,
to just
yeah, you
extend
can't
the
just
reach,
say,
you
I
know. Like,
understand why you feel like
yeah,
that and blah, 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 but you fuck up.
yeah, you have to extend and say, yo, I understand. Say, yo, you're vexed because taste is lock and you really want a party and you're a ball. I understand. Me the ball too, but this fuck up. Say you have to extend. So you have to. It go back to my point that you have to you have to be aware of your mental state and their mental state and work accordingly. If you believe that taking out your wood is the right thing for do, or taking out your breast, or taking
Yo,
out or showing your
Yo,
front,
that is
then
just
by all
so
means.
wild. Then what is the reason?
Oh, I
But
don't do it. I don't do it. I'm just saying, if you want to try it, you don't know what
yo,
can happen till you try it.
Bumbo clock.
Alright.
yo.
So tell me now, like, because I'm not sure if I got a solid answer from you guys, like a solid conclusion on it. But is there any warrant to actually use physical contact in a
No.
relationship? And we're not
No,
talking
no.
in any cases where there's a history of somebody beating somebody else. No, we're not talking about that. We're talking
No.
about, fully. Is there
No,
any?
No.
yes. Listen, listen,
It
crowd.
depends.
No. Hear me
What I
out.
mean by it depends.
Oh, it
Hear
really
me out.
depends.
It depends on who lick who first.
No, man.
No, Mass,
No,
Listen.
but
Mass.
that's the
Hear
point.
me
If
out.
nobody now lick nobody, then
Oh,
nobody
oh,
now
oh,
going to
oh, oh, oh,
back
oh,
the person.
yeah.
Hear me out. Now, you see, if you want, if you expect, if you're looking at it from a very utopian view, like you say, yo, me and you are the pinnacles of good people, so there's no situation where it's warranted for me to hit you. Of course, everybody's Christians and angels. There's no good reason, but we're all sinners and we're all evil people. So if so, of course, there's no warrant for it, but there's nothing different or unique or inherently toxic about you and your partner on the boat, and then on a ramp and you push her through the cabinet by accident.
No, we're not talking about no play
No, we
fight.
not talk
Depends
that.
on other
We not
Yeah,
people.
we're
talk
not
that.
talking a play fight. We're talking about like when they're in an argument and him
So,
or she
alright.
get
So
heated and
realistically,
them swing a box.
so to every one of you, realistically, you are with somebody for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. You and them are argue, and then out of nowhere, them get a little more heated than ever before, and them slap you on your shoulder.
Why you have to touch me
Realistically,
on
are
my
you going
shoulder?
to cut off that relationship?
What? No, but why? Mega ask. Why you have to touch me? Why you have to slap on my shoulder?
Yeah,
Of
why you have to
course.
touch me in
But
the
are you
Why
first
going
have
to,
place?
are
why
you
have
going
to
to,
even like? Why did you get so upset? Especially if I'm with you for 3 years. Obviously, the communication and
Yeah,
comprehension would have been understood during that time. So something would have been worked on. It's not like we just there, but we don't know each other that good. So if we end up for 3 years, that means that we've been communicating, we've been talking about these things. If they've happened before, we would have talked about them. So that means there's some level of communication and comprehension. So why you feel like you want something from my shoulder after 3 years? I know you. We talk good. All of a sudden you started to get heated up. No man, something else about.
all
Something else
right?
about.
Oh, all right. So see, can you know you and the person the 3 years want to know each other. So isn't it reasonable to understand that me and this person at 3 years and never yet with me? We
No.
understand communication.
Never
That's
still ask
exactly
you
why
Slap
it
me
would
on
be
my
worse.
why
shoulder
you
this
decide
time.
to hit me.
Them slap me on my shoulder this time.
No.
No,
You
that's
talk to
exactly
them
why
about it
it's
and say,
worse.
yo, why I do it? Why I do it? Is in the reasonable thing is to talk to them about it. Isn't that the reasonable? The unreasonable thing would be to jump up and left them.
We're
No,
not
but
sorry. Hold on.
that's why I said that I would ask them, yo, why you decided to put something on my shoulder? Where this a come from?
Yeah, we're not
Yeah, that's
jump up and
personal.
leave same time, We just say,
Yeah.
yo, at that point, it's a very big alarm. Like,
Yeah, it's
yo,
a big red
something
Yeah.
must go on.
fucking Six Flags type shit.
Because at 3, it's different if somebody touches you or whatever in a somewhat hostile way in the beginning of the relationship. Because at that point, maybe you never establish how you feel like
Yeah.
don't ever put
No
your fucking hand on
boundaries,
in your life. But after 3 years,
So then I have a so witty. As a
Like, I
man,
love call my name.
I'm just asking. That's yes or no. Think back. Have you ever hit a woman? Listen now, wait. Hit a woman in any way or form. So even if you don't intend to do it, but you exert too much force and she feels some pain? Or have you ever hit a woman
With
and
more.
she's
In her pussy.
Mikey?
Knock on the door before you go in.
So, Mikey, has there been any situation you
Yeah.
ever, honestly, even though you never intended to, you've hit a woman?
There any situation where without like no intent, Max then slap a woman?
Yeah, what's your words in there?
Just say yes or no.
I would think about it.
What is that? Yes or no?
You never listen to
Michael
words,
Morgan is trying to mix
You
up on
never-
a brain here.
I'm
He's
not
trying
trying to
to
mess up
twist
the
and
brain, I'm trying to
no,
show
you
what
are,
everybody
and let
else.
me. No, you are, and let me tell you why. You're trying to generalize the slapping and whatever because you're saying it's a yes or no question when it's really not a yes or no
Alright,
question.
you're right.
Hold on. You're trying to generalize it when we are focusing on if it was intended. You're trying to generalize it to say, oh, what if you never mean to do it by accident when we specifically said in the beginning we don't include that kind of it. So you're using little brain to try to switch and flip the switch when that's not what we're talking about.
Alright.
Stop use your brain
Goddamn
for the
right.
people them.
Shame on me. You goddamn right. So then at that point, because why I keep going back to it is because it's there's a lot of cases where somebody can, if me Vex, let's say Witty or Mikey or anybody, have you guys ever been so upset that you hit a wall, kick a door?
Yes. Yeah.
So alright, did you intend to kick the door?
No.
Thank you. That's what I mean.
Am I a door? Hold on. Am I a door?
That different friend.
It's very
different
Am
friend.
I a door?
No,
Am
it
I
is
a
not.
chair? Am
It's
I
very-
a wall?
It's
Completely different.
very-
Are you arguing with a door? Are you saying you dumb fucking
No,
bitch
but
to a door?
the thing
Oh, enough
is
time.
that you can be so when I keep going back whether or not you intended it or not, it's because it's intention very thin. I can get so vexed. Not me, but
Oh,
hypothetically,
so you're saying
somebody
that
can get so
hitting
vexed that they
somebody
slap you
can
even
be
though they never
warranted?
intended to slap you.
No,
No, I think there's a very big difference
There
between
is a
hitting
thin
somebody
line.
intentionally and accidentally.
There is a thin line, and anger brings out a lot of emotions that are hidden deep down. There is a thin line between hitting a fucking door and hitting a human being. A thin line. And if you can't see the line, you can't know say you're going to hit a human being over a door. Come on.
So
Be
you're
real.
saying you can get so mad that you would hit a door, but none, and I know you. There's nothing in this world that can get you so angry.
It's not that
you
there's
hit another
nothing
person.
that can get you mad enough, but it's internally you would know that it's a person.
You
not
know
a
that
door.
Yeah. You don't go mindless. You don't blank out. You know, you still have thought
you still
as
have
to what you're
thoughts
doing.
and things
Yeah.
going on in your brain. You know that, hey, this is somebody I respected. Maybe them just get me upset at one time or something. So, you know, why would you hit the person? Because
Yo,
you hit a door before.
Even if I don't respect the person, like once they get physical, it's a whole another ball game. That my
Oh,
business.
depends something.
I don't think you can hit somebody unintentionally with force. Like you can be playing with them and you wrestle them and you end up lick them head in a wall. I've done that before. But there's a difference with you being mad at somebody and them stand up in front of you and you just dead.
And you literally hit them.
Like that, you
That's
have to have
different.
intention to swing on somebody.
Yeah, like even if you never really want to, there's going to be like at the back of your head, it was always something that you were thinking of doing because there is no way something like that can just quote unquote slip out. You saw it.
Especially if it's a case where they're directly in front of you, which is how most people argue. It's like if somebody was beside you and then come too close to you and you lift up your elbow, you lift your arm for them to move and you hit them. I would still consider that being like an accident or unintentional versus you hitting someone in front of you.
Exactly. And the thing is, the only defense you have against that in court is fucking provocation. And even that is hard to prove. Provocation cannot cause you to actually think about it in somebody. You have to literally being pressured, and you have to prove it. So you can't look for somebody because you've hit a door before when you're angry, or you hit a chair and you see somebody in front of you and you're gonna hit the person because you're so used to hitting the door, it's just reflexes. No, bro. Something wrong with you.
Yeah, boy.
But
Okay,
All right.
I
can we go
understand.
back to emotional abuse for a second?
Go back to what?
Emotional abuse, like manipulation and gaslighting.
Yeah, sure. What you want to talk about on that?
Like
does it? Why is the question?
Does
Like-
it what?
Why do people feel like it needs to happen? Like why? Why do you feel like it would work?
All right, I think
But
the
what do you
reason
mean?
why. Let me tell you, Zine, let me tell you from the male perspective. I think why women would actually use emotional or verbal
I thought about
over physical is because they know that they can't win physically. So they'll do little shit outside of that what can tear them down from the inside.
Yeah, like tell us say you would ugly and anything there.
Yeah, or yeah, them something there. Because yeah, realistically, 9 out of 10 times the man is going to win in like if we do a fist fight or something. Zin. But like when it comes down to like emotional things, the woman will always 8 or 7 out of 10 times will have the high ground because they one have more options in that situation. Two, them use them head better. Honestly, I'm going to give it that y'all use your head better in terms of the emotional ball game.
But why would a
So-
man do it to a woman?
Why would a man do it to a woman? Because he's just wicked. I don't see any. I don't. Well, either that or he's just trying to get his own way in terms of he
Being
wants
very
you to
clever.
stay. What?
I mean, I could give you the example, but I'm asking in the. Many forget that example there.
I mean, give the example. See what going on.
Jimmy and Keisha are talking. Keisha said, "Yo, we'll off on the sex, like not yet, cause Keisha just she don't care." They were chilling or wherever, and Jimmy start come on to her. Keisha said, "Bro, fuck off. Like I don't want to do this." And then Jimmy start ball. "Oh, you make me feel rejected. Oh, you hurt my feelings. Blah 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 blah."
How I did.
See?
Why?
I mean,
I know you make me feel like nobody don't want me. Like why?
To be honest,
alright.
that's a tactic. That's just them trying to
Yeah,
get
that's
what
just
they want.
manipulation. Yeah, that's
That's
straight
just
manipulation.
Just them. I can use a more complex situation for you. Let's say Jimmy and Keisha, right? Jimmy and Keisha just start date or whatever, right? Cool. And Jimmy and Keisha do the whole phone searching thing and whatever. Cool. Now, let's say Jimmy, matter of fact, I'll put another. Yeah, let's say Keisha might have normally dated brown guys or whatever, and Jimmy is a black man, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she might have a one extra black, but him no business with that. And all of a sudden, Jimmy starts say, "Yo, go back to your brown man. Them, you know, say you don't want me. You value them over me." Because him see some old text between Keisha and her ex. Now, isn't that some form of manipulating where he's trying to make her feel bad for even having an ex?
That could just be him being insecure. Overthinking.
See?
That's story.
So it's not just the black and white, because as we say, gaslighting and manipulation, they come in different scenarios, like a million different scenarios where people don't even know that they're experiencing it because they don't know what it is.
Okay, that's fair. All right. We're over the hour mark, so I think now would be a good time to kind of sum up and wrap up. So you know how we do things here on the General Podcast. So, Mikey, what is your final takeaway from this entire conversation around domestic violence against men, or just domestic violence in general?
No, we are talking about the man them. It needs to be taken more serious as it's because it does happen. Even though some people are like, "Oh, you know, domestic violence against men, that's like a unicorn. That shit doesn't exist." But I think it definitely needs spotlight, and I think this Amber Heard situation is really bringing it into the spotlight. I'm gonna rate it, even though Fame Life kind of done still.
Yeah, it's making an example for the better cause, I guess. All right, Farid, what's your last?
Stop trying. Okay, physically don't put your hands on people. Emotionally, if you realize you're fucked up, or if someone brings it to your attention that you're fucked up, try to fix it and change it.
Okay, cool.
That's it.
Cool. So you recommend a third party view in toxic relationships then?
No, but if your partner brings it to your attention, like, bro, I don't like how you tend to do this all the time, then look inward and try to fix it.
No, but what if you think your partner is just trying to manipulate you because you don't see it?
Pardon? What?
Now I'm saying,
Any
what if you?
delusional.
Yeah, no, cause
Yeah,
honestly,
self-awareness.
okay, all right, fair.
What?
No, I'm saying, in cases where your partner brings it to your attention, but you think your partner is just trying to get in your head or something, like they just don't believe you.
I mean, at that point, yeah, you can probably ask somebody else.
Fair enough. Okay, get therapy or something. Such B, what's your final?
I think it all boils down to people respecting other people and people in those abusive relationships understanding self-respect. Really and truly, if you don't have self-respect, especially as a victim of abuse, you're going to be lost in the whole idea of what the person could possibly be and what they're actually doing right now to you.
Oh, all right, fair. Okay. Michael Morgan, what your final take on this?
If you're in an argument with a woman that you both like each other,
Please don't.
don't take out your penis.
Jesus.
Nah,
Oh, me did know.
Jano, youth. Yes, people, please don't take out your private parts in the middle of an argument. That could end really badly. Really badly. All right. Vin, what's your final?
From stop laugh off five man them when them come out with them domestic abuse story.
That's a very good point. Very good point. Yeah, we shouldn't take domestic violence as something, lightly, guys. It can be much deeper than you think. So this definitely sums it up. So no physical contact. That is definitely a no. And we should learn to look on the other side, because you never really know how something that you do is going to actually affect the other person. So I think that would be a nice little wrap up for this session. So guys, I'd like to remind you again, even though we haven't been as active, please subscribe, share, like the videos. We do enjoy making this type of content. Yeah, man. The TikTok is actually there, but it just not really active. Yeah, man. We'll send the link back in the group.
Post on it. Anyways, guys, thanks again for coming out. Like, subscribe, share everything. The links them there in the bio, I think, should be. Hey man, just support.
Cool.
You don't know.
All right. So next week again, 9:30 Sunday. See you guys.